Traveling has been my driving force in life for the last 5 years. Whether it's by sea on my sailboat, or by land in my camper van and motorcycle, my sense of adventure has always acted as my compass. Subscribe to become a part of the journey and experience all the beautiful places and people I encounter along the way. Good morning, everyone. Today is a big day. We've spent the last couple days here in my iguana just waiting out weather. It's been blowing like 25 knots every single day. Cannot catch a break. This island has been really interesting. It's fairly large compared to some of the other Bahamian islands, but it's just really not populated. And there's only 200 residents living here, and we got to know and meet a lot of them. We finally got the calm we've been waiting for. This is the calmest it has been in many days. So we're taking advantage of this opportunity to finally make some more miles, and we are going to be heading towards Turks and Caicos. So that should be about a 10-hour sail today. Since it's so calm, I don't think we're actually going to get to sail. We're probably just going to have to motor the whole time. We're going to be pulling up the anchor here in a minute after we finish our coffee. And yeah, I'm so excited to just move to a new country, and the Bahamas has been wonderful to us. And we've made so many good memories, and I've been so happy to have my brother and his girlfriend here and share these experiences with my family. So, how ready are we feeling to go to a new country?
Very excited.
Yeah, we don't have too much wind at all.
Yeah.
We're just gonna motor our way over there, sip our coffee, make some PB&J.
Yeah, Nellie, we're gonna get underway here. Nellie's gonna have to make us some bread.
We're making tortilla wrap peanut butter and jelly rolls because that's all we have left at this point, and I have to say I'm very excited to get out of my iguana because we can't, like, there's nothing here. It's cool, but there's nothing here.
Taylor, as a sailor, how often do you experience a new country or island that has less or more than what you expected when you got there? How do you provision yourself for these islands? How do you find...
That's a good question. I think because I did cruise the Bahamas once before, I kind of knew what to expect. But for this particular island, there's really not much information about it. And I had never been to this island. And we had no idea that there was just cash. There's no like credit card or no way of getting cash on this island, so you have to bring cash. Which that was a bit of a struggle for us. But for the most part, I think sailors kind of do a lot of research. And so, like, I provisioned a lot when I left the US to prepare for the Bahamas. But as far as, like, past the Bahamas, like Turks and Caicos and Dominican and stuff, those areas are a bit easier. They have, like, more common grocery stores, and the islands themselves are bigger. And so it's a little bit easier to be more well prepared and just get what you need there. Whereas the Bahamas is definitely one of those places where it's very difficult to get the things that you need.
It is.
Yeah.
Like Georgetown and Long Island was sort of okay. You could almost get whatever you wanted or needed.
Yeah.
Whereas my iguana here, like if we came in low on fuel, guys, like that's
You're
it.
Screwed.
And
Yeah.
did we know that when we came before?
No.
Like we could do as much research as we wanted to.
But there's just not much about this island to begin with.
When there's not research to be had, you kind of, like we had done a bit of research and there was some cell service.
Yeah.
I think the internet also made it seem maybe a bit more than what it actually was.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think we kind of got lucky, really, with provisioning the way we did when we left Long Island.
Because if we didn't do that, it would have been a nightmare. I mean, we're already out of bread and a lot of things.
We're on the last ounce of propane.
But
Yeah.
Thank God we did fuel up all of our jerry cans. We fueled up the motor.
Yeah.
I will say that people here are super kind. We actually ran out of toilet paper, and we were at some bar like on the island, and we mentioned that one of the locals actually gave us like a pack of toilet paper.
Yeah.
So that was like
The
super
people in my
generous.
iguana have been so
They've
kind.
been super nice.
Beautiful
Yeah.
people.
So that was lucky, but also awesome.
I'm excited to take you guys, like, to go to a new country via sailboat, because like how often do you really get to do that?
Yeah, no,
you know?
never.
Never.
So,
this is the first time arriving by boat.
You know what was also really frustrating with it too was there was grocery stores.
They were never open.
They just weren't open. Yeah, nothing's ever open here.
We went into town at different hours of the day to try to catch them.
Yeah.
We got lucky that last day that we went in that somebody was at that grocery store and we were able to get some
mayo.
Eggs.
Yeah.
Mayo! We did! We got a bottle of mayo.
That was what we really needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
no, excited.
Let's get this show on the road and get underway. Wow. Well, that's a sunrise. We are underway, making moves, and feels really good. Lucky enough to have our first whale sighting. So I think it's kind of whale season along this area right here, like between Turks and Dominican and stuff. And so we saw the spouts a little bit, and it came a little bit closer, and big water spouts. So that was pretty cool. I'm hoping to see more though as we get closer to Turks. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. It's definitely very big to have gone through all that in the first season, and I was still in like a big learning curve with this boat, and I didn't have a lot of the proper gear to do like optimal sailing. Through all the improvements and like everything that I've done, it's just given me so much peace of mind. Like I have much more faith in this boat. You know, I think I'm a better sailor with like a lot of the equipment that I have now. I have a better idea of what's going on and how to really fine-tune things with the sailing aspect. And I mean, even today, we're motoring because there's no wind and it's right on the nose. And I'm not worrying about the engine. I know that it can handle it. I know that it's very, very strong and solid now. Whereas before, if I tried to push my old engine like I am now, I would be holding my breath the whole time, just like waiting for something bad to happen. So it's definitely, it feels very big, especially to have made it out here and to now be crossing from the Bahamas into a whole new country is really special, especially doing it with my family.
And can we also just appreciate how tough of a cookie Taylor is too?
Aw, thanks, Nellie.
She's young and she's doing this on her own, and that's super impressive.
Thank you,
It's
Nellie.
amazing. And sailing is hard work.
Definitely.
So a young woman doing it on her own is
Yeah.
a big deal.
It is, and like, I mean, even at my young age, like being a young cruiser, it's physically demanding even on me. And, you know, doing night passages and staying up all night and moving around in the waves and getting bumps and bruises. And it's exhausting, but the challenges of it make it so much more rewarding.
I think it feels like you have a sense like you've earned it when you travel to these places because you kind of struggled to get there, and it took a lot of skill and perseverance to get there, as opposed to, you know, just paying for a flight and flying somewhere. You really feel like a huge sense of accomplishment physically doing it.
When I've been left without it, I can't let it go. I had a dream about us. We were in the same place at the same time.
Land ho!
Hello, London!
We see it! We're officially in another country by boat. Woo! Very cool.
How's it feel?
It feels
Unreal.
amazing. It was a great day today, beautiful weather, and now we're officially in a new country. It's so cool.
Just wait till we get in.
I know. I don't think we could have asked for better conditions. Look at this.
I know, it's glass.
Look at how blue the water is.
It's great.
As an OG city girl, this is very excited for me. Like, there's buildings, there's like some.
They probably have an ATM, imagine
Yeah,
that.
they do. I bet I could use my credit card here.
Yeah.
How do you feel, Turks and Caicos on Gypsy Moon?
I feel good. I mean, it was a much easier passage this time. There's no wind, but that's okay. Yeah, it's really good to see civilization and like buildings. And I'm really excited, like everybody else, for a burger, or just to simply eat out and not have to clean or make it. It's the simple things. Like, it sounds very, I don't know, it sounds very stuck up or something to say.
Like first,
like we're
luxurious.
not real sailors because we're not roughing it, but like it's nice to have these luxuries once in a while. When you are living this life on a long-term basis and you go for many months without having these luxuries, when you do come across it, you're like excited for the little simple things again.
You guys don't realize how much you take burgers for granted.
Yeah, seriously.
You could just go get one right now.
I haven't had McDonald's
We
in
can't.
3 months.
We can't just go to McDonald's right now. Look at where we are.
Where's that like DoorDash? Like, can somebody dingy McDonald's out to me right
You
now?
know what?
Like a dingy
That
DoorDash?
should be a thing. That
It
should
seriously
totally
should.
be a
It
thing.
really, really should. So the
And-
process that we're gonna have to go through here,
Yeah.
we weren't able to get COVID tests where we were in the Bahamas. So what we're gonna have to do is wait on the boat until we get the negative result, and then we have to input that negative result into like the Turks and Caicos travel visa sort of website, wait for that to be approved, and then we can go and check into Customs and Immigration. So we might not be able to check into Customs and Immigration until tomorrow, but hopefully we can get in time and get at least our COVID tests done today. Nice to be in civilization again. Then you get all these party tour boats. Don't know the laws of the water. Oh, sure, cross my name. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, you can definitely do 30 knots inside the channel where you said so. No problem.
So it's 5 feet deep, that's enough.
Very deep. We almost ran aground there for a second. All right, well, we got here last night, but unfortunately we weren't able to get COVID tests and fully check in. So that's the first priority of the day today, is to go and get our COVID swabs, make sure we're negative, and then we can check in.
Once we submitted all of our negative COVID tests, we were able to clear in through Customs and Immigration, and then we were officially free to roam. We were anchored right by a resort, so we decided to head in there and get some much needed adult beverages and relax by the pool. Then we had to make a quick rip into town to stock up on some more provisions. One of the best ways to explore Turks and Caicos is by the water. So we rounded up the crew, hopped aboard Lost, and picked up a couple other friends for a day of adventure on the water.
We got him.
Party on.
We passed by Gypsy Moon on our way out of the anchorage and headed out to a sweet snorkeling spot. Sadly though, while we were diving, some salt water leaked into my GoPro and completely fried my memory card, meaning I lost all of the footage on it, so that's gonna have to be the end of this episode.